Hey there, welcome to the channel. Today, let's make a corned beef and cabbage soup. I'm Jamie with SavorySaver. I share gluten-free recipes, tips, tricks, and resources to make your gluten-free lifestyle easier. So please consider hitting subscribe and let's get started. All right, guys, so let's go over a few things before I actually start making this soup. First up, it's still hat season for me in the house. We're having this weird week where it's cold in the morning and then 70s in the afternoon. So right now my little bald head is cold. So a hat for a little while longer by the looks of it. Item number 2, it's a soup recipe, guys. So I don't think I'm going to show the chopping. I'm just going to show you what I'm using and then we'll jump you ahead to the actual soup portion of the recipe. And that'll shave a little time off this video, so maybe you have time to watch one of my other ones. Next, you guys know with us YouTubers, we do sponsored videos, we get samples of stuff, you watch our ads, which pays us, and that is all very much appreciated because that's how I'm trying to make a lifestyle for myself so I can keep bringing you guys videos. So, while this video isn't sponsored, one of the items I'm using in the video was provided by the brand. So I do want to show it to you. This is the first time I'm using it, so I'm going to tell you what I think about it. I want to thank the brand for sending it to me, but let's just take a look at it real quick. So guys, the team over at Overmont has sent over one of their Dutch ovens. I'm a big Dutch oven fan. You guys know if I'm making soup and sometimes sauces, I'm using the Dutch oven. I think they radiate heat better. I think they hold the heat. I just think I get a more even cooking. However, one of the downfalls is that they are super heavy, and they sent me these 7-quart, which I'm gonna love because I feel like I don't have enough room in my smaller 6-quart one. However, it is heavy. But they have 4.5 quarts, 5.5 quarts, and 7 quarts. They also have this gray and about 6 or 7 other colors: red, green, white, blue, orange. So if you think this is something you want, link will be in the description below. Colors you want, guys. My mom does not like using her Dutch oven because she says it's too heavy. So a smaller one weight-wise, a 4.5, 5-quart might be a little better. So just think about that if you really want to start using a Dutch oven, or if you have a Dutch oven and it's just too big. From what I can see, these are affordable. So let's give it a test run and see how it goes. Along with this Dutch oven, there's also a couple other things in the box, so let me show you those real quick and then we'll get to the recipe itself. The box they sent also had a couple little handles, so I guess handle mittens, we'll call these, just for fun. I kind of like that idea because the Dutch oven handles are going to get hot and these just slide right over, and they're not super big and bulky, so that's kind of nice. There's a trivet to put it on. Dutch ovens are hot, so that's going to help with the counter. Small recipe book, which I really haven't looked through yet. Maybe I'll take a look at that later. And they sent over a magic eraser, which is going to help clean it because you don't want to use anything like a scouring pad on your Dutch oven because it can scratch that enamel coating and you don't want that. All right, for now, let's get cooking. Okay guys, so let's go over the ingredients, and I will leave the full list down below in the description and a link to the full recipe if I can find it. I will say, I wish us bloggers and YouTubers and everyone else who creates recipes would stop writing soup recipes in cups. I do not want to hear there's 2 cups of celery or 1 cup of celery. Just tell me how many stalks to use. So, in true fashion here on the channel, I'm going to do what I want in regards to how many vegetables because I'm not going to measure that stuff. So, we're going to use olive oil, salt, and pepper, so I don't have those on the board here, but we'll add those when we go. You guys probably already have that stuff. In regards to the other ingredients, the recipe says 1 small onion chopped. How come not half a cup, people? You told me cups on everything else. All right, obviously I'm full of myself today. Next, we're going to use 1 cup of chopped carrots. So I'm going to go with 2 and this piece here. 1 cup of chopped celery. I've got 2 large stalks that are starting to go by, so I need to use them anyway. And I'm probably going to chop up these leaves, even though they're a little wilty. I'm going to chop those up and throw them in as well. 3 cloves of minced garlic. 3 medium potatoes cubed. I've got a large potato here as well as a medium-sized one, so I'm just going to go with 2, partially because Tara doesn't always like potatoes in soup because she says they're never cooked. And I laugh and say it's because when we eat canned soup, I feel like those are never cooked. We do need 2 cups of chopped cabbage. So I'm gonna take the easy way out today, guys. I bought a bag of coleslaw mix. I'm gonna use a couple cups of this. I'll probably run a knife through it once or twice just to make it a little smaller. But I thought this would be a great way to not have an entire head of cabbage lying around. But I will say cabbage is relatively inexpensive, so if you're a cabbage eater, maybe go with the head of cabbage because you can use the rest of it for something else. We're gonna use 1 can of diced tomatoes, corned beef. I'm using 2 cans of corned beef. These are 12-ounce cans, and I don't use this stuff very often, and it has a key at the bottom, so I think we're gonna open that on video because that may be interesting for you guys to watch because I'll probably screw it up. I will say on this, I do not see where it says it is gluten-free specifically, but the ingredients on this package are cooked beef, beef salt, sugar, and sodium nitrite. So make sure you're reading your ingredients because I honestly forgot when I was at the store for some reason to look that over. We're also gonna use 8 cups of beef stock. So one of mine says gluten-free, fat-free. The other one does not, but I've checked the ingredients and I think it's Terra-safe. So make sure you read your ingredients on what broth you use. The final thing in the recipe was 8 ounces of small pasta like macaroni or rotini or something like that. I'm just gonna leave that out. It's gluten-free pasta, just isn't gonna cook well, I don't think, and I don't need the extra carbs. So we're gonna leave that out. Everything else is pretty much prep, dump, and cook. So the only other thing I think I forgot is the recipe calls for fresh parsley at the end. I'm gonna check and see if I have enough. If not, I'm gonna throw a little dried in as it cooks. Guys, that's it. Those are the ingredients. So let's prep this all up. All right, guys, so I took a couple cups of cabbage. It's probably close. And got it on the board. I am gonna run my knife through it again just to break it down just a little bit more. Nothing big. All right, let's get that into a bowl. All right, let's see if I can actually follow directions and get this open. I think I've only ever opened a can like this once in my life. All right, there's the key. Okay, I had to hunt down this thing out of the drawer. It says to punch a small hole in the top. All right, let's see. And then twist. Oh, that wasn't so bad. All right, guys, not the most attractive of ingredients, but I'm gonna get the other one open. For those of you that this is all you can get, go ahead and use this. If you make your own corned beef at home for St. Patrick's Day or whatever, use leftovers of that to stretch out your meal and make it a little different. And use the ingredients that you have available to you. Okay, I just want you guys to know I am following directions again, and it is not opening, and I've broken the piece of metal into the key. All right, I'm into the daggone thing. Let me wipe down my board and we'll chop it up. So let's just do cubes. All right, guys, again, not the most elegant of ingredients, but you know what? Once it all cooks, I think we're gonna be good. Let's go to the stove. So I've got our Dutch oven over here ready. I am gonna take the lid off because I don't think I'm gonna use it. This is a relatively quick cooking soup and I don't think I'm gonna need it. To my soup pot, I have about 2 tablespoons of olive oil on the bottom and I've got the heat over medium high. Once this heats up, we'll start cooking our veg and get everything thrown together. So our oil is all heated. Let's add our onions, celery, and carrots. We're gonna give everything a stir, and you wanna saute this for about 5 minutes, just until everything starts softening. All right, guys, let's add our garlic and give it a stir. Only needs 20 or 30 seconds. Now we wanna add our 8 cups of beef broth. Let's add in our potatoes, our shredded cabbage, our corned beef. Now let's give it a big stir. Then bring to a simmer and cook for about 20 minutes until the potatoes are tender. Now that the potatoes have cooked and are tender, I'm gonna add 1 can of diced tomatoes. You probably could have added this with the other stuff since we're not cooking any pasta in it, but we'll do it now. Give everything a good stir, warm the tomatoes through, Season with salt and pepper if needed, and then we're gonna give it a try. All right, guys, I've got a big bowl of the finished soup that I used for the photo, but I just had lunch, so I'm gonna switch to my smaller bowl. It actually has a little bit of fresh parsley in the top. Just did a little bit for color. If I had more, I would have used it in the soup originally, but it's just fine. So this did make a lot of soup. It made probably 5 to 6 quarts, so that 7-quart worked really well for me. And the recipe does say that you can thin it out a little bit more if you wanted, so you could add some more broth to stretch the soup because it's pretty hearty. I liked using the petite diced in this one for the tomatoes because I think it just adds more tomato instead of big pieces of tomato, but use whatever diced you have. And I will say the corned beef broke up a lot, so don't be afraid to do bigger pieces of that because it's gonna break down as it cooks. So let's give it a taste. I think that's good. I think it's really similar to a vegetable beef soup because it is corned beef, but I like that the cabbage is in there and shredded up and then chopped. It gives it some good texture still. I did a good job cooking the potatoes. I don't always do that. They came out really good. I do not miss the pasta that it calls for. I don't think I would even put it in there. If I was gonna do something with it for a starch in there, I think I would just cook up some rice separately and then put a couple spoonfuls in my soup before I added the soup to it. That'll keep the rice from overcooking and absorbing too much liquid, but it would bulk up the soup a little bit more if you wanted something else in there. The corned beef definitely gives it a different texture because the corned beef is ground so fine. And so you get some of the big pieces and some of the really fine stuff. Okay, that was about a cup of soup that I just finished. Let's do some final thoughts on it, guys. Easy recipe. I actually had everything in the house for it except for the corned beef. I did buy that. Corned beef is a good swap out for regular beef if you're okay using it because it's probably a little cheaper right now. We used 2 12-ounce cans of that. I actually got it on sale because we're around St. Patrick's Day, so it was on sale at Lidl. So I was able to get 2 of them for $2 a piece, so $4 worth of meat. It is canned meat, so if you prefer the fresh, I think this would be a great recipe to use leftover corned beef for after that St. Patrick's Day meal. It would use up probably the potatoes too. You could throw those in there and not have to worry about what to do with potatoes if you had, chunk style potatoes. I also think this would be great to go get a big slab of corned beef from the deli counter. Just get it, a little thicker so you can cube it up and use that. That would be a great way to make this without having to cook a corned beef. Vegetables in a soup, guys. I don't like the whole measuring thing as far as cup of this, cup of that. I do it by how many carrots, how many celery, how many onions. Don't worry about your measurements with that, guys. It's soup. Overall, I really liked it. Something different for us that we haven't tried here in the house. Hopefully Tara will like it when she tries it. The Dutch oven, it worked really well. I really like the quality of it. It's nice and heavyweight. The 2 handles are actually better than my other Dutch ovens. They're a little thicker, so it's a little more to grab onto, which I like that. Color is great. It is heavy being a 7-quart, but they do have 4.5 and 5.5 quart sizes available. So all that information will be down below, guys, if you want to check that out. Guys, that's all I have for today. If you have any comments or questions, leave it down in the comments below. I will answer them to the best of my ability. As always, I want to thank you so much for watching. Thank you again for dealing with any of the ads that should be in front of my videos or in the middle of my videos. I appreciate you guys watching those and skipping through them because we don't always have time for ads now, do we? Thank you again so much for all of you watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.